Yo, what's up, guys? Joker bringing you another video for the 3.19 Lake of Kalandra League. Um, I do apologize for the lack of enthusiasm in my voice at all. I've been giving this league like chance after chance, being hopefully optimistic, waiting for until we got some solid evidence of the status of the league, pretty much saying, yeah, no, just wait, they'll fix it, we just need people to not play, they'll fix it. Apparently that was super copium because they put out this. What happened with items? This is essentially roughly the vision, right? This is the three philosophies that they use to design changes in Path of Exile, as well as what they're going to use to design them going forward. So I've read through it. I'm just going to go ahead and give a very broad TLDR. So the philosophy one is reward mechanics should scale properly with item quantity and rarity. So this essentially is saying that like the more you juice, the more you should get back in return. That is true. That has not been what we have seen. And then item templates, that's going to be like mobs and chests that have an icon above them for a certain item return. So, like, as the example, if it shows like a jewel, it drops 4 jewels, it wasn't stacking with quantity and rarity, right? So, they're saying that the new system that they implemented changes that, where essentially now, and you've probably seen it with the new modifiers and everything, it not only will drop 4 jewels, but if there's enough rarity, the jewels will turn into unique jewels, stuff like that. Um, okay, I agree with this, but it's not implemented correctly. It needs a lot of work to actually even be close to this. You've probably seen that one thing going around Reddit where at this point I feel like it's forged. I feel like that was photoshopped or created by someone specifically to try to shut up naysayers because I haven't personally seen anyone get a drop like that. I know Sir God got like 2 divines, but getting 2 divines and getting 70 is a massive difference. So I feel like Sir Gogs is probably real, where he got lucky killing a and so what is it? Solaris touched, or Lunaris touched, whichever one, and it turned it all into currency. And he rolled high, and he got what, like 2 divines and an exalt and some stuff like that. So I believe his is real, but the one going around Reddit where it drops 50, 60, 70, that's not real. As well as, do we want that to be real? Do we want there to be like a 1% chance that you'll get super lucky and get a just massive amount of loot, and then the rest of the time you get jack shit? All right, philosophy 2. Players should fight fewer rare monsters at once, and they should be more challenging and rewarding. True. I literally suggested something that would fix that. That seems to have a very positive response, but they don't seem to like change. And that's even what some people put on comments is this is a good thing, but it ain't gonna happen. Um, so right now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm still running into almost the same amount of rares that I did. Like I was leveling another character through the axe because I got bored, and I ran into like 3 or 4 rares in Act 6 that had like 2 mods, and I'm like, okay, this isn't less. Especially since I was leveling with no defenses, they like one shot me like 4 times, and I just stopped. But you could say that's my fault, but still, I agree with this too. But once again, it's not implemented correctly. The rare mobs should be stronger and more rewarding. I agree. But it should also be an opt in system, like I mentioned. It shouldn't be something forced upon us, especially since the new player experience is already so fucking terrible. They shouldn't expect players to be like, oh yeah, now you have to learn this super overcomplicated game on top of getting 2 shot every 4 seconds.
Hey guys, real quick, if you get any benefit from this or any of my other videos, if you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, commenting, it does really help me out. It allows me to put more time into it as well. So I really do appreciate it.
All right. Philosophy 3. There shouldn't be a large gap between the difficulty and the rewards of league content and base game content. I feel some type of way about this because I feel the opposite. I feel like there should be a difference between the base game and league content. Main reason being because expansions in video games, and that's essentially what leagues are always usually more challenging than the base game. They're not balanced the same. They're the point of pushing further beyond All Might. But yeah, so wait, no, that's not All Might. That's Yami from fucking Black Clover and Push Past Your Limit. You know what? Ignore the metaphor. But yeah, so I feel like there should be a gap because the base game should be tuned down a lot and you can just leave the league content where it is because if it's going to be twice as rewarding, then make it harder. Not twice as hard, but make it harder. That only makes sense. And then the more you juice it, the harder it gets, but the more rewarding it gets. That's how this would make sense. All right. This is essentially rare monster balance. This is essentially saying what they envisioned for this change and the fact that it didn't actually happen. So I don't even know why they're really including this. They're not adding a note saying, oh, this will be released in the future, or oh, this will be released in a week. Um, they're just saying this is originally what we thought that this was going to feel like. Turns out it wasn't. We were stubborn about it, but we're still not fixing it anymore. That's not a good take, in my opinion. Item rarity and quantity normalization. So this is essentially going into it saying that, oh, we got rid of Beyond because it was too rewarding. We'd rather have you get one tainted corrupting armor scrapped compared to a couple of six links in a super juiced map. This, in my opinion, is the stupidest change they've done. I played with the new Beyond. I don't like it. It's not fun and it's not rewarding. I don't I don't even know what else to say about that. It's not fun and it's not rewarding right now. All right, and then we're down to essentially what went wrong. So, TLDR of this, it was an internal fuck up. Literally says it right here, internal fuck up. Someone came to Chris. Chris wasn't paying attention and said, "Yeah, yeah." So he pretty much just waved the guy off. The guy implemented it into the game. He fucked the game. Later, when Chris was less busy, he re-reviewed it and he goes, "Wait, this isn't right." And then he was talking to the team. Team doubles down, essentially saying, "No, Chris, this is what we need. Even if you weren't paying attention, this is what the players want slash need. We've tested it. Don't worry, it's fine. We'll do a little bit of buffs." So Chris is saying that he takes all responsibility, but it's not fully his fault. It is also other people's fault. Like, yeah, a lot of people are blaming you, Chris. So it's good that you take full responsibility, but it's also not all your fault. You're one person. So I don't know, having people come to you with updates that aren't going to fuck your game when you're super busy would be super helpful, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, I appreciate you taking responsibility and saying that it's your fault, but it's also other people's fault as well. There should have been 2 or 3 or 4 layers of double checks of this besides fucking intern Bobby coming to you and like, oh, I want to put this in. Okay, okay, go away, Bobby. Like, no. Other people should have reviewed this. It shouldn't have been up to you, who was already apparently overwhelmed, to go ahead and fucking double check and play test. And no, That's why you have teams for this shit. This is essentially saying that they're going to be working on the communication and the testing in the future more. Like I mentioned, I don't even know what to say about this. So it essentially reads as they haven't really communicated well and they haven't really play tested. So, I mean, yeah, we know that. We can feel that, dude. And the only thing that catches me off guard is I'm the game director for Path of Exile 1. That's so specific. Is there a new game director for Path of Exile 2? Um, is it going to be different? What's it going to be like if there's a new game director? Is it going to be shitty? Is it going to be Diablo Immortal? We'll have to really see, right? So, yeah, this is essentially just saying they're improving the testing/testing team and communication in the future. They need to be better at communicating. He acknowledges that he fucked up and he let us down and he won't let it happen again in the future. Once again, one person, if he holds his employees liable and accountable for stupid fucking things, he won't have to take all the blame. Yes, he is the game director, but the reason why game makers aren't one person, it's a company, is because a lot goes into it. It's too much for one person. So I like him trying to take the blame for the quality team, but no, a lot of this is their fault. It is their fault. If they fucking tested it, they know it sucks. And that brings us to the most disappointing part. So where does this leave us? We've seen probably a photoshopped fucking picture on Reddit of a team getting 70 divines from a single monster. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, fuck off. So, like I mentioned, Sir Gog's video and picture is probably real. That 70, 50 divine ones, those probably aren't. And even if they are, do we want something like that? I don't think we do. That's too much, and that's too much RNG. Oh, let me install my third-party plugin so I can open a map and see if there's a touched monster in there. If it is, I find it, kill it, and leave the map. Ooh, that sounds like so much fun. That's sarcasm, by the way, if you couldn't tell. And then for regular players, we feel like loot's in a good place. It's really not. It's better. I'll definitely agree that it is better. Like I am able to sustain like elks and scours and all that stuff now. So it is better, but I also may just be getting lucky. I also, before these changes, dropped 5 or 6 divines. Since these changes, I haven't dropped one. So I don't know what they really rebalanced or if I'm just getting unlucky at this point. But at this point, I have like 70 hours, and that's probably all that I'm going to put into this league. And then our plan is not gutting it, blah, 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 blah. Hard mode is something else. This is not it. Please keep feedback and keep playing. Oh, and don't forget, buy our supporter packs, our vault passes, and our stash tabs, because the game sucks right now. So why not give us money for it sucking? All right, and at the end of the video, let's get to the more positive part. So, what should you do right now? You should not buy these, you should stop playing, and you should go play V Rising, Last Epoch, or the new season of Diablo 3 until they fix their shit. Honestly, these are all really fun games. V Rising is like a survival vampire game that's like that one Neanderthal game. What is it? Where you're like a fucking barbarian. You know what I'm talking about. Like Conan's Adventures or Conan Exiles, something like that. It's like that, but for vampires. Last Epoch, oh, slash Valheim. This is once again just another really good early access ARPG. Like I mentioned, it's really fun, but once you beat the campaign and you beat the end Timeless Monolith, which took me like 80-90 hours, there's not a whole lot, but they are frequently adding more, and multiplayer is the next big update to come, so you might want to jump in and prep yourself for multiplayer. That way you get a grasp of how it works before it goes into multiplayer. And then last thing, D3, they're giving you a new season. D3 seasons have never given you a super ton, but yeah, at least it'll be something to help you do in the meantime. Uh, a couple of other things that I would say is old school RuneScape or RS3. I personally have, oh look, double EXP on RS3. I personally have a maxed account on RS3 that I still play and log on. And then old school, they just released Rage 3. Their dev team is actually really communicating with the communicative with the player base. But yeah, so one of these, I mean, it's not a full replacement, but hey, at least it's something, right? That's not what we currently have. Well, that's pretty much it. Sorry for the depressed tone of the video. I'm done with GGG for this league, which is sad because I've had probably some of the biggest views and most growth, but I'm not going to continue to play just because of that. Sorry, guys, but I'll let you know when updates do come still. All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and other videos, and until next time, take care.